Hello. Oh, hi, Kamsoga. It's been a while. Hey. I hopefully I get to finish this chapter, or like I think because I'm at the very end of this. But last time I was on here, I think we just started the second trial, and we were talking to her. I think I'm about to finish this game because I feel like I'm like at the end route. My God. Yeah, Orman. It's Orman. Yeah, this is just an old lady. It's fine. Yeah. Also, how have you been, Kamsuk? It's been a while since I've streamed. So yeah. Okay. Oh yeah. Also, Edward's here. Orb lady. I gotta lock in. Okay, I didn't even get to say anything. That's nice. Okay. That was like really quick. I thought it was like somehow an auto for some reason, but not. Oh, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Okay, gotta lock in with my voice acting. Wait, what voice did I give her last time? I was like, gotcha. I wonder what happened to that calm composure he had earlier. Okay, wait, so I'm trying to retrack how, like, I haven't looked at the chapter in a while, so all I remembered, yeah, our assistant's already captured, so I think, if I remember, no one's being possessed right now. For some reason I was thinking, oh yeah, the little one's being possessed right now. No. I have not, no. These past 3 weeks have been very, very, like, pretty bad with schedule-wise. So, no, I have not. Oh, edgy boy, it's been, what, a year since we last met, hasn't it? You should be more happy to see me. Oh god, no, you are not good. I saw the report with her testimony, but who knew that under that helmet? It was that wicked witch of the witness stand. I tell you, this time I know what I'm supposed to do. She's gonna mess up. She's gonna mess up. So today, I'm going to tell you anything and everything. Even things that don't have to do with that terrible crime. We don't need to know about that information. That's okay.
Miss Witness! A terrible crime is all this court needs to know.
Shush, I'm talking to my dear edgy wedgie right now. Don't interrupt us, Gramps.
Yes, madam.
No, please, by all means, interrupt her, please. Anyway, witness, your testimony, please. It's true now what they said, that youth are hot-headed nowadays. Not that I mind at all edgy. Now then, what should I start with? The witness was on security detail in the hotel on the night of the murder. He very may try to escape life with it. Oh no. No, he's fine now. He's better now since like he's back being our adversary. This is correct, Miss Oldbag. It was a great job being able to see my dearie Juan. It was almost too much more my little heart to handle. Like, I don't know if I really trust like the person we're defending also, because he seems pretty suspicious after like for this whole time, throughout this whole time. But I have a feeling I think I know who the murderer is, but it could be like, oh, a counter thing, like, oh, it's actually just a plot twist and it's not actually her who was the murderer.
You mean you are a fan of the victim?
Look, everyone is crazy over the Engard, saying he's cute in a fresh way or something. But not me! I wouldn't say anything so silly. After all, I have no interest in a little child like him, but you like Edgeworth, though. I'm only interested in a real man, Juan Corrida. But those two are the same age. Anyway, as I was saying, I was pacing in front of his room that night. Oh, very well. Can we just lock her up? I wish we could, but I think she's like I think she's a security guard too. Very well. Please tell the court what you witnessed the night of the murder. Leave it to me, edgy poo. Ew! Witness testimony. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway in the front of his room. Inside cell, that's true, we could. There was something I was interested in finding out, you know. Well, since I was on the job, I made sure to keep a good eye on the whole time. That's when someone showed up. It was a man coming out of poor Juan's room. It was Engard, Matt Engard. He was trying to sneak his way out of Juan's room.
So Mr. Engard came out from the victim's room.
See, it has to be him. He's the murderer.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
I have to look at my court record before I get started. I remember having a lot of material. Okay, so we have... Do we have like 3? Okay, 2. Okay, so this was the button, the knife. That was at the room of the murder. One's autopsy report. Attempted suicide. Suicide, okay. Slowly coming all back to me. Tell guide map. Magazine clipping. Lotus camera. Okay. Anyway, after the ceremony, I went to pace around in the hallway. Why were you pacing around? Miss Oldbag, what was your post on that night? The lobby! I was supposed to help set up the stage for that trifling show. But I refused to help. I'll have you know, it was for the lead-headed samurai show. I even took out a few of the nails. Maybe it was a good thing that show didn't go on. Yeah, maybe, yeah. Besides, the manager with the glasses seemed to be working hard as in without me. Oh, you mean the butler. So I thought I'd take a break and spread my wings a little. And that's when you went to hang around the victim's door. There's something I was interested in finding out. About Juan? Something you were interested in. And just what was that? It's not some little thing I can just go around telling everyone, you know. It's top secret between me and Juan. No. And Edgy Poo, of course.
Mr. Edgewood, what is this thing she was interested in?
I have no idea. I despise gossip, Your Honor. What? I feel like you should... Gossip? Oh. But should it prove relevant, we can always have it appended to your testimony later. Oh, well, never mind. Someone is possessed. Okay, I forgot. It looks like we should enforce it right now.
And did the witness stay in the vicinity of the victim's door the entire time?
Who in the world was that? I'm not allowed to say. This sort of information has to be carefully guarded from the masses, Sonny. The man that came out of the Juan's room. Yes, he was. Oh, I'm too scared. I can't say his name out loud. Oh my god. Oh, what I wouldn't give to have Francesca's whip right now. Now, Francesca, come back, please. Get healed immediately. Well, I guess I could tell you since he was such a bad boy anyway. Okay. Maybe there could be something different. He saw my client. Are you sure about that? Yes, say. Really? Annoying brat. When I say I saw someone, I saw that person. Why do I get a sense of deja vu? Yeah, the third trial was kind of similar as well. Maybe to avoid a repeat of last year, I should delve into this a bit further. What the person was carrying. The person's clothes. Oh, we could go down the line. Please tell the court about the man's face in more detail. You don't need to tell me to tell you about his face. That soft, gentle look in his eyes and his effeminate lips. His right eye is covered by his silky hair. His sparkling, shiny teeth. His teeth were shining. Well, he's shining all around in this week's pin poster, dearie. This week's pin-up. Why do you... I mean, I don't care how he looks in this week's issue. Just please stay with that what you saw that night. What? And Guard's face is the same no matter what it is. You know, you whippersnapper. Could be different, maybe, without like the makeup.
So, Mr. Wright, was this the testimony just now important or relevant in any way?
Let me look at my court record to see if that match. Right eye? That's not... Oh. Well, yeah. Yeah, it is. It's very important. Of course it was important, Your Honor.
Objection!
And perhaps you would like to point out what part of the testimony was important. You don't really have to put it that way to get me to say.
Mr. Wright, this is something much more valuable than a person's pride, and that is time. Please don't waste this court's precious time with worthless questions.
Yes, Your Honor. I think I just wasted his good favor. She may not remember things or be mistaken here, and there I don't think she's lying. She did say the right eye was covered, right? So that was wrong. That's bad for us, really bad. But that's how the human mind is. It also has a tendency to jump off topic. She stayed onto a few interesting side topics this time too, hasn't she? But that's what makes her a sweet old lady, right? Not sweet. That's because you're not the one who has to question her. Okay, I guess we have to check those other options. Okay, press. Who was the person carrying? What was the man you saw carrying? In which hand? He's right or he's left? What, both? Like, what was... now this is a real mess. I mean, I can't be expected to answer such a vague question.
Indeed, please be more specific with your question, Mr. Wright.
Sorry. What was the man you saw carrying in his right hand? He wasn't carrying anything in that hand. Okay, what about the left? Then, how about his left? Empty. What the fuck? Well, this whole thing has been a lot of nothing. That she just trolled us right there.
So, Mr. Wright.
No, well, she wasted our time. She wasted our time there. I guess it really wasn't that important after all.
Mr. Wright, you know why we say time is valuable? If not, I suggest you learn.
You wasted 3 minutes of this woman's youth. That's more valuable than gold to me. You were the one who wasted my time here. Why do I suddenly feel old in the presence of her childish whining? Okay, she kind of pissed me off there. Okay, what was that last one then? Oh, that did press. Okay, well.
Hold it!
The person's clothes. Please tell the court about the man's clothes in more detail. What a troublesome man you are, really, as if something like that matters. It could. It really could, but it does. Now, what was it? Oh, yes, it was that thing. What thing? That gaudy thing you're always wearing, that racing jacket. He was wearing that at the detention center too. That thing's meant for nothing but seducing women out of their pantaloons. Men. Right. We're gonna say, yes. It was very important. Of course it was important, Your Honor.
Objection!
And perhaps you would like to point out what part of the testimony was important. Don't you see it, Ms. Druth? Your Honor, I request what the witness said about the jacket be appended to her testimony.
I don't quite see where you're going with this, but alright, witness, please.
I actually don't know either, but we're just guessing here. Oh, well, I don't like to badmouth anyone without reason, but if I must... Okay, we're gonna look at... He was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show. I wanna see in the profiles. He was wearing that as well. Okay. We don't have anything related to clothes, right? We have this only. Bird is blood. In guards Hakama. So where was this button from? Was it from the picture of the crime scene? It was. Okay. Okay, so let's press on this. Are you sure the defendant was wearing a racing jacket? What do you think? It's not like I've seen him in anything other than that horrible thing. I'm sure he was wearing it. She's sure of herself that it's the point of self-absorption. She may not remember things to be mistaken here, and I don't think she's lying. Okay. I'm a little stuck. I think I need to check that third point, maybe. Is there anything important here? Oh, then would you tell us the number of people who went in and out of Mr. Korita's room? I have no idea. I wasn't bored so I could count things for those who didn't pay attention in class. Well, I wasn't there. You were there. How would I know how many people were there? Okay. That's why ever since I turned 20, I could keep track of how old I really am.
Yes, that would explain why your age was not included in the report.
In any case, the witness then saw someone, correct? Okay, that didn't really answer my question. He was wearing his flashy racing jacket. Almost see it. Okay. Racing jacket. He's flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's just all for show. Still on the night of the murder, tabloid article about the victim was in case. It seems like the Nickel Samurai is to confess something after the post-ceremony stage show. Wait, Nickel Samurai. Wait. So this was supposed to be after the show, right? There couldn't be a way that he was wearing his racing jacket, because wouldn't he be wearing the Nickel Samurai outfit instead? Because this was happening after the show. And if the show was still happening, unless like the murder happened, he should have been wearing those clothes instead of his racing jacket. So maybe that's the contradiction there. I don't think it would be this thing though. I think we need more information. Crime scene. There's some water there. Where Korita's finger. We don't need that right now. Murder scene. No. Found by was her suicide note. Okay, suicide report. Juan's autopsy. Strangled with a scarf and stabbed with a knife. Okay. Guard's fingerprints in the grave. Okay, that's not gonna help us. Okay, the only thing I can think of is maybe this. But I need to save first. Either that or his profile, which that doesn't really help me because he's still wearing his racing thing, his racing outfit. So I am going to save because I don't want to be in a situation where I fuck up and then I have to restart the whole thing. This is only good. That's great. Okay. I guess we could just go for it. Right. Outfit. Please. Okay. Or it could be this one or this one. But I don't think it should be no. He's wearing his flashy jacket, honestly. Okay, wait. I guess I'm gonna press one more time. One more time. Because a part of me is a bit unsure. I'm sure he was wearing his... What do you think? It's not like you've seen him in anything other than that horrible thing. I'm sure he was wearing it. I'm sure? What do you mean I'm sure he was wearing it? Don't say I'm sure, because that makes me think that you're not really sure then. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it anyway.
Objection!
No, that was wrong. The evidence clearly reveals a contradiction in the statement, Your Honor.
How exactly are the evidence in the statement that's not related?
They aren't, are they? Shit.
I don't know. That's alright, please.
Okay. What about the costume? Dude, I'm gonna be dead. I'm so dead already on the first trial. First part of the trial, too.
Objection!
Okay, they're not. Maybe I have to switch a statement? Maybe? What could it be? I'm not, okay, we're going back. Load. Okay. What could it be? Hold on, I'm not sure about this.
Hold it!
Okay, so it's this one. So I don't switch then. What could it be? Well, for sure. If it's not this one or this one. So on the night of the murder, tabloid article about the victim was. Is it the camera? Cause Lotto could have gotten something like what the actual person looked like. It's an ultra mega secret love scandal. Reliable sources of Juan Corrida in the class of these beautiful manager. Okay, no, that doesn't have to do anything with this part specifically right now. Maybe the camera.
Objection!
It's not the camera. What the fuck? What could it be? His flashy racing jacket. Honestly, it's all just for show. But he wasn't. I don't know. I really don't know what could contradict this part. Okay, wait. Oh, come on. Mia, can you give me some hints? Side topics? Don't tell me what I picked was a side topic. It has to be that one though. Because why did we pick it in the first place? Racing jacket. Okay. I don't know. I actually don't know about this one. I'm not sure. We pressed everything. Okay. Is there something? I think I need to press again. We're gonna have to press each detail because I'm not really sure. I don't know. Maybe anything came from that statement? Okay, no, that hasn't changed. No, Brad, I was so guess I'm going to have to press a little harder on this one. There's gotta be some sort of huge protection behind here. Nothing changed. What if it is the 5th statement I have to contradict instead of the 6th? That doesn't make any sense. They always make me contradict this. The newest topic that is brought up. Okay. I think I just have to going down the list, I guess, because I'm not really sure. We could press the profile.
Objection!
No. Yeah, I figured. I'm not sure. Okay, so it wasn't this one. It wasn't this one. It wasn't this one. Definitely not that one.
Objection!
It was that one? How? Okay. Miss Oldbag. What? Don't say my name for no reason. Do you know what this is? It's button number 2 on the Gem and Ninja's costume. Now I know she's an obsessed fan. He identified in a single glance. Give it here. If you don't give it to me, I'll punish you with this. Dude, this has blood on it. Don't touch it. What are you gonna do with that gun? Wow, she really is a diehard fan to want a button covered in blood. This button was discovered on Mr. Engard's body during a full body search. See? This button proves beyond a shadow of a doubt it was that rascal Engard. It was caught up at the pleats of the nickel samurai Hakama pants. See? And Engard is the nickel samurai. Witness. Now, it may just be me, and I do have an active imagination, but just now, did you say that the defendant, Mad Engard, was wearing his usual racing jacket? Yeah, you fucked up there. I'm sorry. Sorry that you judge people based on what they wear. I mean, we have to, because this is a trial. Okay, she's just going off. Okay. Don't go off, Queen. Don't go off. Oh my god. She's definitely going down on my liking list. She kind of lost some points after coming back to her for this trial.
Now hold your tongue still there for 1 second. So what you saw in actuality, and that's not Mr. Engard, the man, but Mr. Engard, the nickel samurai.
But when you think about it, dude, how did we even get that one detail wrong? If that costume is so different from what he usually wears. They're really one and the same anyway. Miss Oldbag, this is a very important point we're talking about. Hajipu, do you think so too? Well, it might be something worth considering. Just say it's important and agree with me for a change.
Witness, think carefully and try to remember as much as you can before you testify.
Alright, if you insist. I should be the one sighing, not you. Who I saw. Engard. Yes, now I remember. The nickel samurai, that's right. It was the nickel samurai that I saw. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to the post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know. So he must have worn that nickel samurai costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. Okay, I think there might be a contradiction that I figured out from there. I knew it. I knew you'd say he was inside that costume. What? Did you think there could have been someone else inside that costume? Don't be a bad little boy, thinking such rude things. But the possibility does exist. Yeah, we've had similar situations already. Like, come on. Ah, youngins today. I told you there is no way it was anyone else.
How do you know that?
Because I said so. And what I say is the truth. No! No, it's not. Girl, every time you've been to this trial, you've been wrong! You've been wrong! At least she's just as delightful a witness as she was a year ago.
Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Okay, there is one specific question at my eye.
Hold it!
Was there anyone else scheduled to appear at the post-ceremony show? Well, all the contestants were supposed to go on stage in the friendly jester thing. And that included the Jamin Ninja. Of course it included him! That's why when Engard came out of the Diohan's room, I didn't get into the second thoughts.
I see.
Well, anyway.
Hold it!
So let me ask you one last time. The person you saw, it really was the Nickel Samurai. As showy as ever. Haven't I been saying that from the very beginning? Can I throw in the towel yet? You don't need to think too hard on this one. Huh? There's a contradiction in the testimony and it's sitting plain at sight. The question is what that contradiction means for us. Well, I have to figure out what you're talking about first, but okay. Okay, so maybe I don't need to press after her saying that. Yes, it would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. He had to go to the post-ceremony stage show right after the crime, you know? Okay. Seems like the Nickel Samurai is to confess something after the post-ceremony stage show. He had to go to the post-ceremony stage show right after the crime. When was it? When was the time of this? Because I think this is the contradiction. Hi, Money. How have you been? Also, we're still in the start of this trial, so not right now. I just got to this point, so I'm just looking at my evidence right now. Altbeck has kind of gotten worse for me. She's kind of a bit pissing me off a little bit. I don't know. I don't remember her being a bit more. I don't remember her being like agitating to deal with from last time, but I guess she's more agitating right now. Okay, the post ceremony. You had to go to the post ceremony after show right after. Yes, is this the one contradicting? Hold on. I know if I'm in the right turn, I always just say I need my health. I am literally halfway with my health, so I don't want to risk it. You have to go to the. I think it's this one. But let me look at my other stuff. Article from the Cowboy Gossip Land. No. Empty. There's okay, not these two. One created murder scene. Attempt Adrian Andrews, shocked from Celeste impacts of suicide. Strangled with a scarf and stabbed with a knife. He had to go to the post ceremony. Okay. Boy, it's old back. Yeah. I'm curious how many people in the fandom like think about her. I'm assuming she's not a likable character too, or she's like middle. Like she's okay with either with the fandom. Like she's either okay or a lot of people do not like her. Would have been convenient for him to wear his costume during the murder. Why would it be convenient if he had to go to the post ceremony? But she not said the post ceremony. Okay, wait, hold on. Let me press here.
Hold it!
Why do you think that? And why would that be? That way, no one could see his face, of course. But there's still no advantage for him than I can see. Yeah. In fact, you would think the costume would make him stand out for all more. You're such an annoying child. You know that? You disagree with everything I say. Isn't that what you're always doing to me? Got it. Maybe it was more troublesome for him to change in and out of his costume. Okay. I think I could just... Maybe. Where's the victim's... Wait, I need to look at that costume. How could it have the fingerprints if they're gloved? What? Okay. But I don't think that's the thing. Okay, I think it...
Objection!
Oh, no, it wasn't. Okay, it wasn't that one. I had to look at that further. Okay, we are loading again. Wait. Holy, wait. Did I press it on the wrong one? I just realized, did I actually press it on the wrong one? No. Probably not. Yeah. I need to get my health back. Okay, he had to go to the poster of my show right after the crime, you know. Yeah, I know that. That's why this has it. This is here. Okay, maybe I have to press again. I didn't press on these two, but I don't think there's gonna be that much information, right? Would you please get on with your testimony? Watch your language, young man. What sort of tone is that to take with an elder? My youthfulness isn't what it used to be, so you should forgive me for everything. If you keep on barking at me like that, I'll start singing at the top of my lungs. No, please don't. What? A striking figure by the sea, standing all alone at sea. He's this nickel samurai. He's actually saying, someone help my poor ears!
Mr. Edgeworth, can you please do something about this racket? Oh god, my ears.
Witness, I'll give you a piece of gum later if you'll be good and stick to just the facts. Okay! You promise, right? Right. I'll be sending the bill for chewing gum to your office at a later date. I mean, I guess I'm not gonna be that bothered. Chewing gum isn't that expensive, hopefully in this time, like, this timeline. Remind me to send you a thank you note later to Edgeworth Oldchum. Be a little more careful with your testimony, please. Not too long ago, you said he was wearing his racing jacket, and now he's not. Not too long ago. Then let me ask you this, when you were itty-bitty, what was your grand dream? What the fuck? Huh? What did you want to be when you grew up? Whippersnapper, a lawyer, and now I am a lawyer? My dream, huh? Oh, I wanted to be a Judge Wagner here of the public's court, so what? See? And look where you are now, you're not a Judge Wagner, are you? Are you? Well, what I said earlier. Who puts any weight into things like that? And that was everything. I can't be held responsible for the past. What the fuck is this lady? Since when did court become theatrics after testimonies? All that matters is that man was inside that costume. Wasn't that enough? Okay. That didn't add anything at all. Press Oldback's claim and it was the Nickel Samurai style. I got an achievement! Okay! Yay! I got an achievement. Yippee! Thus it would have been convenient for him to wear the costume. Okay, what is it then if it's not this? Seems like the... I guess because they seem the same. Hey, wait. It would be convenient. Why would you have about this? What about this? Well, we already presented that. Because there would have been blood. So why would he wear it? There's the victim's blood. Was ripped from his costume, the jam and ninja's buttons, sprayed his blood on an inverted compound. Because I'm thinking now, like, it wouldn't be convenient because there was blood. There must have been blood on the costume, so why would you bring the costume? What if it is the same thing again? I mean, I could present it. But okay, I think I did press the same thing. Who's in the Nicholas confess something after the customer stage show? He had to go through the customer stage show right after the crime. Okay, I think I did press here. Right? Right? Okay. I don't know why part of me is like, maybe I did it wrong, so I'm gonna do it again. I can go back anyway, it's fine.
Objection!
Oh no, okay. I did. Okay, so it's just load, and then we're gonna do that other one then, I guess. With the button. Because that doesn't make any sense. Wait. So he must have worn that costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. Oh! Wait. Maybe I miss... He was wearing that costume when he was stabbing poor Juan. This?
Objection!
Oh, yeah. Because the fingerprints. Please take a look at this. I said this earlier! I said something similar to this earlier! Oh my god! Yeah, so it's a knife, big deal. If you're trying to scare me with that, I'll have you know it won't work. No. That's not my intention at all.
That's a knife that was used in the murder, correct?
Your Honor, do you know why this piece of evidence is important to this case?
You don't even have to ask, it's because the defendant's fingerprints are on it.
Is that what you're driving at? That is exactly what I am driving at.
What are we driving at? And whose car were we driving?
If Mr. Engard was really in the Nickel Samurai costume at the time of the murder, then it's impossible for his fingerprints to have been left on this knife. Actually, he would have wiped all previous fingerprints on the knife right off.
Oh, that's right. The Nickel Samurai wears gloves, doesn't he?
Objection!
He probably took his gloves off before he began the stabbing. Why? Wouldn't that make that would not make any sense because he would realize his fingerprints are on it. Like, that would. And why would he do something like that to leave his prints on the murder weapon? There is no way he would do something like that. However, there is one possibility. Then let's hear your possibility. It's very simple. The defendant went to the victim's room while in costume as the samurai, Nickel Samurai. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. He was probably just going to relax and talk with the victim about the stage show. Which is why he took his gloves off.
But the murder still did take place.
It's well known that there was bad blood between the defendant and the victim.
Yes, I have heard about that before. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have to say about that, Mr. Edgeworth's theory?
So let me get this straight. Edgeworth's theory goes like this. When the defendant went to the victim's room, he had no intention of killing him. Now, up to this point, are there any problems with this theory? There's a contradiction. This theory contradicts something in the earlier testimony. What are you babbling about? Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Engard was the killer if that's the case. I think it's impossible for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. Okay, not this one. A superstar and ultimate. Not that one either. I think it's impossible to click Capcom. Wait. I think it's impossible to. Maybe it is the gossip thing. That was the wrong one. Okay, never mind.
Naturally point out to the one piece with the least value, but with such vigor. Enjoy your youth while you can, humans will live forever. Neither do lawyers.
You sure like to think you can bluff your way out of things, don't you?
Phoenix, pay attention. Let's pretend for a second that Mr. Engard is the murderer. Now for that angle, if he didn't have a murderous intent from the very beginning, then that means there is a certain object that shouldn't be at the crime scene.
Oh, the juice! The juice, right? Hold on, wait. Let me load. I have less health. I need to prepare with my health. If I had more health, I wouldn't do this. What? It's not the juice! What the fuck? Nah, never mind. My mind wasn't thinking. Okay, hold on. Let's go back. Maybe I'm not thinking this, right? The guitar! It was the guitar! Now, for argument's sake, let's suppose Mr. Engard was the killer. If that's the case, I think it's important for the killer to have gone to the victim's room without intent. The guitar case? There shouldn't be a specific object there. That's what I'm at this thing. What the fuck? What am I not thinking? Well, I think I am missing something that should be pretty obvious to me. For arguments, let's suppose I think it's impossible for it to have gone to the victim without the The knife! The knife! Oh my god! What am I not thinking? Let me get some water. Let me get some water. Dude, when I figure out what this thing is, I'm gonna be like, oh, that makes sense now. Okay. What if it is the knife again? Okay, no, not that one. Not that one. No, not the camera. Not the camera. It wasn't the juice. It wasn't the guitar case. It has to be a specific object. Maybe this one. Take that! God damn it. Okay, it was the knife again. That's great. This knife. This was used by Mr. Engard at dinner.
Yes, we did establish that.
Which means that if my client was, in fact, the killer, then he brought this knife with him when he went to visit Mr. Kurita, I suppose. However, you just said it yourself. At that time, the defendant held no intent to murder. If that were true, then why would he bring a knife? He wouldn't, would he? Which means, Mr. Edgeworth, your theory was flawed from supposition 1. And one more thing. If the murderer was wearing the costume at the time of the murder, then there should be glove marks left on the knife. Which means the defendant's fingerprints shouldn't be all over it like bees on a hive. And that brings me to my final point. This knife was planted by the real killer to hide their identity and mislead us.
Order! Order, I say! Order in the courts! Was this knife really planted by the killer? Why would the murderer do such a thing?
Hide the murderer that meant to frame Matt Engard. It's to frame my client, Mr. Engard, of course.
The frame!
Objection!
But aren't you forcing the interpretation just a little too hard on this one?
Objection!
But we just established that witness saw the nickel samurai in costume. And if that were true, then there shouldn't be a single fingerprint on this knife. Ugh. Witness! Looks like I've made your life a tiny bit more difficult, huh, Edgy Poo? Ugh.
Witness, did you not really see the Nickel Samurai?
Well, I guess at first I might have forgotten, but... Are you saying you mixed up Mr. Engard with the Nickel Samurai, his character on TV? But I mean, I can't really do anything about that now. Look, I was waiting around in front of their doors because, well... Well, I wasn't waiting around for the Nickel Samurai, that's for sure. She wasn't waiting for the Nickel Samurai. Alright then, who were you waiting around for then? I know who you were waiting for. That's top secret to anyone outside of security.
I have a feeling that you were waiting for Mr. Quad Corrida, am I correct, Witness?
The way you think you are a sad amateur with a terrible case of nearsightedness. Like you?
Amateur? Me? What am I an amateur of?
So Old Bag was waiting for around in front of the victim's room. But it doesn't sound like she was waiting to catch a glimpse of Mr. Kurita. Maybe, Phoenix, maybe the Old Bag was waiting around for that person. If that's what I think he is hinting at, it's certainly possible. Miss Old Bag, you were waiting for this person to come out of the victim's room, weren't you? I know who you're talking about. I know. Herself.
Take that!
Who is this person?
This is Adrian Andrews, Mr. Engard's manager.
But why would the defendant's manager be in the victim's room?
It seems that this is the latest rumor in circulation, Your Honor.
Oh, this is... well, this is... See.
The judge seems to be really into the article. He loves the drama too. Can be called such a thing.
Then this manager with the initials AA, are you saying it's...
Adrian Andrews, without a doubt. The witness thought so as well. Looks like you found me out. Well, that's fine. I can throw away this whole sworn to confidentiality stuff then.
Witness, what in the world are you?
Watch out, Phoenix. I've got a bad feeling about this. A very bad feeling. I got some information. Some very secret information from a certain source. So that's why I was doing my own little investigation. In secret, of course.
But what for?
Oh, just for myself. Personal reasons and all that.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth, how will you proceed from here?
I really don't want to do this. However, I cannot simply let this point slide.
I see. Very well then.
Witness, please testify about this
Secret information.
Get ready. This is going to take the wind out of you, youngins. I'm sure we're all capable of handling this. Really, it's not like we're 10 years old. Secret information. That Ingard is one evil, evil man. He thought he could ruin poor Juan by causing a huge scandal. So to do that, he sent his own manager to get close with Juan. I cannot condone such dirty tricks, so I took action. Oh, and this is top secret. You got that? Nobody else but you and me know yet, okay? You mean you and the whole... everyone in this room? There's like 50 people in this room, lady. I think this is not even a secret anymore. Plus there could be recordings here if this is like a recorded trial.
The defendant said he's manager. What a distasteful topic for this court.
What? Nobody's above gossip. And isn't there a saying, the truth is never pleasant? Never heard that one before.
Mr. Richard, what about this Andrews person?
We have looked into this matter and found that the truth the article proposes is, in fact, baseless gossip.
But should this be true? And this proves that the defendant did bear ill will towards the victim.
So this means I have to smash this rumor once and for all.
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Be careful. The old bag seems rather excited right now.
That's right,
Oh, that's right. Engard is nothing but your average foul-blooded youth.
Well, as the old saying goes, you've gotta burn old bags with fire. Time to fire up the afterburners and hit the highway to the danger zone. Okay, he thought he could ruin poor Juan. A scandal? What do you mean by that?
You're a dim-witted one, aren't you? I can't believe you don't know what a scandal is. Honestly, what are they teaching kids in middle school these days? I'm not in middle school though. No, I wasn't asking what the word scandal means. Even I know that much. Well, then Engard thought he could be owning a monopoly on popularity.
His own manager didn't suppose. You don't have any proof that Mr. Engard did any such thing.
You must be suffering from shock, the shock of hearing the truth. And now since you're in so much shock, you can't do anything right.
You're right, I can't do anything, but
Boy, do I wish I could do something about you! Alright then, Sonny, show me what you've got. Can you show me proof that Engard didn't bear any ill will towards Juan?
sure. I'm not going to let you push me around that easily.
Yeah, I can fight you, old lady! I'm not afraid to fight an old woman. There's many a man who've said those exact words and paid dearly for them.
Well, maybe you should brace yourself this time.
Okay, let me save before I make a huge mistake.
Here is my proof that Mr. Unger did not hold any ill will towards the victim.
The glass. Yeah. I think I fell into a trap here. I feel like I fell into a trap here. No. The guitar case, somehow, yeah. Okay, so I think this probably supposed to mean to get rid of my health. Let's just present this.
Take that!
I can't escape it. Is that it? You can take it from here, Edgy Poo. What are you handling it over for me? So you can give the jagged-headed baboon boy a message for me, please. Tell him that no matter what he does, the only thing he's good is at failing. I haven't failed these last 2 points of the trial, though. What she said, right? Or should I say baboon boy? Hey, don't call your boyfriend that.
Yes, I agree, this isn't much of a piece of evidence, but boy.
What the fuck, guys? Did I just get a new nickname here? And you were lecturing me about saying things without proof? You've just given me a free pass to say whatever I want, silly boy. Dude, she's gotten worse. She's gotten a lot worse. Well, since the last time we met her.
Me and my big mouth. So, what do you mean by I took action?
Like I already told you, I was lying in wait close to the crime scene. Once that slimy woman came out of Juan's room, I was going to capture her and teach her a good lesson. Something you youngins need.
We were going to teach her a good lesson.
Like, what are you gonna do? Like, slap her or something? I was going to make her eat the damaging beams of my ray gun. That's not gonna do anything, girl. Like this.
No, stop!
Okay, the judge. Well, it was too bad that woman didn't come through the door that night. 50 people in the card room. Wait. What? I'm a busy woman. Tea time with the kids is over. Secret information that no one else knows yet. If that's true, then how do you know the secret information? Oh yeah, she got shocked there. Huh? Well, that's because I'm a pro. Yes, that's it. It's a secret. Even you drilled a hole into my brain. You'll never find out. How in the world did that old bat get such a secret piece of information? Press further. If you don't be a... Ew! Why are we calling her that? Ew! And tell me where you got that secret information. Why are we telling her this? No, don't call her that, please. No, Phoenix, stop there. You won't get to go home today. That's a strange like method. Phoenix, it's not gonna work. Echipu, what are you doing? Help me! What do I have to do with this? Just do this for me. You'll get your reward. No! No! I don't want your reward, but you don't leave me much of a choice. The witness could have gotten her information from anywhere. It's even possible that it was spontaneously made up inside the witness's head. I think I know who. And it's Lada. It's Lada. She got it from Lada, didn't she? And he's lecturing me on reckless blabbering.
As long as we don't know where this information comes from, it's quite a waste of time to focus on the line of questioning.
Where did Old Bag get her inside information? There has to be something I can figure this out with.
Sounds like just another tidbit of
Sounds like just another tidbit of gossip, doesn't it?
But you can't just ignore it either. It makes your client look bad either way.
Well, I don't think I heard anything really out of the ordinary just now.
There has to be something we can catch her on.
Yeah, and when I find it, I'm going to press the heck out of it. And I think I know!
Hold it!
They're saving. Sit here.
Yay!
So no one else is supposed to know this secret information, correct? If that's true, then why do you know it, Mr. Oldbag? Why are you looking at me like that? Stop that. Witness. I hate to say it, but this is how you came to acquire secret info, isn't it? The investigative photographer, Lada Hart.
Oh yes, I remember that mischievous girl.
She reported that she had lost a certain note she had written to herself.
She reported such a thing.
On that piece of paper, she had written down some of her outrageous impressions about the relationship between the victim and Miss Andrews. What? Outrageous ideas, you say? No, I said impressions. Then everything written on this piece of paper is completely meaningless. That's it. That's the note. No. You see, this is something completely different. This is my top secret list of groceries to buy. It's too late. You're done for.
Then you are the one who took Miss Hart's loads.
I'm a huge fan of Juan's, that's why. That infamous puffy-haired whippersnapper. She's working with that evil Engard. She said so herself. Engard, I'm his sidekick. She was so happy, smiling like a little silly duck. I was only checking what she had written. Echipu, you believe me, don't you? Ugh. I was only trying to help out like the angel I am. It's only one little piece of paper. I've never taken anything else before.
You really should come with a supply of cheese to match your vintage wine.
Oh, it was only a piece of paper. I suppose we can overlook this one just once.
She looks like she's really sorry. Should I forgive her? No! No! Never. Never forgive her. Never forgive! Pile on more pressure. If I let up on her now, she'll get away. I have to find some way to inflict a deafening blow to the prosecution. Witness, you said that the only thing you stole was that note. Is this correct? Stole? Why don't you listen more carefully, you annoying brat? I saved a piece of paper from the terrible, lonely trash can, that's all. You're lying, damn it! And I can prove it! Are you putting my credibility under scrutiny again? Miss Oldbag. I don't believe that the note is the only thing you stole that night.
I don't know anyone else who stole,
The guitar case. Yeah, this? I actually don't remember. It's been a long moment. It's been a long time. I don't remember where this was found. Okay, hold on. I will be right back.
bye for now.
Okay, I'm back. Okay, back to this. What did she steal? The notes? Because she said she knew that she was going to pro ceremony. So how would she know that? Oh wait, wasn't it supposed to be a surprise? Right? That pro ceremony was supposed to be a surprise thing. How would she know? Even though if she was security. Maybe it is this. Yeah, let's just do this.
Take that!
Fuck!
More than that witness's credibility. Perhaps you should be worrying about your legal standing, or should I say failings.
Crap. Hold on. I'm not taking this anymore. I'm going back. What else does she steal? The camera? Wait, no way. No, is it this again?
Take that!
Oh my god. Oh my god. I guess I have to really be careful that the piece of evidence could be used again. Miss Oldbag, that note was with the camera inside its case, wasn't it?
A camera!
Yesterday, Lotta Hart was raising a huge strike over her camera. She kept saying something like, "My sweetie $1,600 camera disappeared on me."
Why? Witness!
What is it, Gramps? If you have the note, then it is only logical that you have the camera too. Ugh. Looks like you found me out again, Sonny. Dude, she should be charged. She's been stealing stuff and making up lies. Is that the camera you're looking for? That's... What? Even though I look like this, I'm still a person, you know. I still eat meals like you. I fall in love and borrow things from people. Borrow in quotation marks.
I think your definition of bar is a little off.
I saw that woman's business card. That's when I noticed it said slime bag celebrity photographer extraordinaire. That's probably not what it said, but okay. Well, when I saw that, I had to know what sort of picture she had taken. I'm a professional security guard. It's my business to know these things.
Bailiff! Check the camera's photos, hurry! We must examine them at once! Well, Mr. Edgeworth, what do we have?
There is only one photo that seems to be relevant to this case.
Please present it to the courts.
Uh-oh. Oh no!
This is the Nickel Samurai.
See, I told you that's about the guy I saw.
This proves that the witness was not lying earlier about this matter.
Saw this photo added to the court record. Picture taken in the hallway right after the murder. That doesn't mean that it was him. We've had two cases where they were wearing the costume and it wasn't actually them, though.
Oh, what does it all mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
This photo by itself does not prove that the person in it is the defendant. However, in his own confession, Mr. Engard clearly stated that at the time of the murder, he was still in his Nickel Samurai costume.
If that isn't the case, then this Nickel Samurai is...
Uh-oh.
The defendant.
How did it come to this? I think this brings us to the end. We have examined every piece of evidence thoroughly. Final comments, Mr. Wright. The court will consider them before we close. Do you agree that the photo is decisive evidence against your client?
No! If this photo really is decisive, then we're done for. But if I raise an objection here and blow it, then I would be putting Maya's life in jeopardy. I can't make a mistake here. There is only one road out of this mess. This photo is that Lotta took. There's something strange with this photo. Ah, hold on, let me look at the court record and let me look at this. Okay, so if it was him, his feet would be shown. It looks like someone smaller was wearing the costume.
I knew this was coming, right?
Your thoughts, Mr. Edgeworth?
I think we can all agree there is nothing strange with this photo. There is no way for the defense to debunk this photo, even with the bunker bugs there.
The bug with a bunker upstairs is not what you're planning to do, Mr. Wright.
Anyway, please look at the photo for one more time.
We really believe you can honestly find something wrong with this photo. And you should only need one chance, correct?
Well, I have to find something wrong with this photo. Can't let this chance go by. Where the heck did she take this photo from anyway? It's all out of focus. Why can't she take a good shot, especially when it counts? And why is it always against me?
Now then, let's hear your objection. What about this photo is strange?
Take that!
I would like to direct the court's attention to this one area right here.
Well, what are you pointing to? What, his ankles?
If you could see this photo person's ankles, that would be one thing. However, you can't.
And what does that mean?
The costumed person in this photo could not have been Mr. Engard.
What is the meaning of this?
Objection!
I wonder if you could care to elaborate with actual facts, that is. Let's take a look at the Nickel Samurai's poster. Please pay particularly attention to the area around the bottom of the hakama.
His socks. You can see his socks.
Exactly. However, in this photo, the Nickel Samurai is clearly holding his hakama up just to walk. There is only one explanation for this. The person inside this costume is clearly much shorter than the defendants. Alright, I think I've turned things around for myself this time.
That's curious.
Huh? What is...
Edgeworth is unusually calm today.
That's true.
He's just letting the trial run itself, as if he's only along for the ride.
Along for the ride. What do you mean by that?
I can only guess that perhaps he doesn't feel under attack at all.
He doesn't feel under attack? Then I haven't damaged his case at all. Uh-oh.
Mr. Archer, what does this leave us? The person in this photo is not Matt Engard. And everything the prosecution has tried to prove has become meaningless.
I figured it would come to this.
What?
Right, I have something I want to ask you. I think you have proven that the person inside this costume is not Matt Engard. In that case, who is this a person of?
Who is the person wearing the Nickel Samurai costume?
Don't stress over this, Phoenix. It's very simple. What you should be focused on is Edward's attitude, don't you think?
Yeah, why is he so calm?
Mr. Wright, let's hear your thoughts. Who is the person in this photograph?
Take that!
Adrian Andrews.
If you want to know who that Nickel Samurai is, it is none other than this woman.
And why would you say it must be Miss Andrews? What in the world points you to her?
For starters, she's short. And she can freely move in and out of Mr. Engard's room. Finally, she had dinner with Mr. Engard that night.
And how does it all add up?
It means that it makes it very easy for her to go get a certain item. A certain knife with Mr. Engard's fingerprints all over it.
The knife was used as a murder weapon.
Why don't you just say what it is you want, right? I have to do this now. This is my last chance. Turn things around. Dude, we're falling into a trap here, though. The defense moves to indict Adrian Andrews in the murder of Juan Corrida. It was Miss Andrews who tried to frame the defendant for the crime.
Order, order, order! It looks like this trial has hit a most unexpected development. Mr. Edgeworth,
Yes, Your Honor.
this court is issuing a subpoena. For Miss Adrian Andrews, a verdict cannot be passed without first hearing her testimony.
Alright, this is it. This is kind of bad for us. Huh? What do you mean? If Adrian Andrews is summoned to court as a witness, it means that the trial will go on for another day. One more day. Ugh! If I don't get a verdict today, then Maya!
Now then, we shall set Miss Andrews' testimony for tomorrow.
What am I supposed to do? The judge is about to adjourn the court.
Now then,
Objection!
Please, Your Honor, continue the trial. You must pass a verdict today.
I can't do that. We cannot hear Miss Andrews' testimony if she is done.
I abhorred wasting such valuable time. He knows something's up! He knows something's up! Edgeworth. Your Honor, I request that you please continue with today's trial.
But we cannot continue due to the unexpected development.
Tis unexpected development. I think you underestimate me, Your Honor.
What do you mean by that?
That Mr. Phoenix Wright would slave his way to subpoenaing Miss Adrian Andrews is all happening according to plan, even if Wright was a bit slow to catch on. What? What?
What is the meaning of your statement, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Adrian Andrews is currently waiting in the prosecution's lobby. She is the next witness. Everything was planned out in advance by that man. Somehow I knew there was no way Edgeworth would overlook Miss Andrews. Feels like this battle is far from over. Exactly.
Very well! We will call the next witness. However, before we proceed, we shall take a 10-minute recess. Please prepare your witness at that time, Mr. Edgeworth.
I think this might be the last part of the trial.
The court will now take a 10-minute recess.
Yay! We did it! Maya will be fine. Yeah. Please give me health, please. Oh. My health might not be up. Anyway. It might not have been, like, reset.
Dude, I can't believe that No way, not cool and cool elected Adrian Andrews.
She is your manager. It would have been very easy for her to pull this off. The only person who had easy access to that knife you used at dinner was, well, her.
So after the ceremony, during the break, huh? I was sleeping like a log the entire time.
See, she could have also easily planted the blood-covered button in your hakama.
Is that because she was the one that came to wake me up? And dude, you're saying it really was her?
Yes, she is the real killer. She was the one who murdered Juan Corrida. Something doesn't seem right here, though.
But why?
I thought she was buds with Juan. She has her own agenda.
Her own agenda?
What are you talking about? I'm sure you'll see by the time the trial's over. It'll be alright. I'll get you acquainted by the end of today.
Give me a verdict that's refreshing with spring breeze, okay, Mr. Lawyer Dude?
Phoenix, you think her motive is related to Celeste Pax's missing suicide note, right? Yes. Miss Andrews depended on Miss Impax as her strength and reason to live. But then Miss Impax suddenly killed herself. It sounds like she left the suicide note and that person thought to have hidden it. Is Juan Corrida the victim of this murder? And that's why I think that Miss Andrews got close to Mr. Corrida. All to get the suicide note back. It sounds plausible. But one thing bothers me. What? Who was it that first told us about the relationship? I mean, Miles did. Understated Miss Andrews' dependency issues with regards to Miss Impact. It was Edgeworth. It looks like he's still the one in command of the ship. Don't let your guard down yet. Okay.
we might be screwed here. Like we're falling into like a trap, like slowly.
We will now reconvene now, then Mr. Edgeworth, if you please.
Prosecution calls the witness Sepuan, pronouncing that wrong, but by this court. Miss Adrian Andrews, the person who discovered the crime in Mr. Juan Carita's room. Still has that card. What is your occupation? What? She doesn't even know what the card is, though.
I am the manager of the defendant in the case, Mr. Matt Engard.
I see now then.
Before we begin, Your Honor, I have one request.
Yes.
Sure, what is it?
I'm sure everyone in this room is wondering the same thing, and would love to find out more about my relationship with the victim. After all, it was the topic of a certain weekly magazine recently.
Oh no, I have no idea what you mean. I've never even heard about the gossip like
Girl, you were like all over it. If the judge was ever a prosecution witness, he'd do all my work for me. Anyway, I was wondering if you could please tell us about your relation to the victim.
Yes, I was seeing Mr. Carita. I was also aware of the rivalry that existed between Matt and Juan, but this was a private matter between Juan and myself.
So it was a fry and bait matter. It wasn't a bait and fry. Reminds me of fishing. I love fishing.
And I didn't kill him.
No one is accusing you of that. I am, though. I am.
I think there's someone who would beg to differ.
I think you all understand your relationship with the victim now, Mr. Andrews.
Very well then. Witness, please testify to the court about what happened when you discovered the murder that had taken place. With this testimony.
It was time for the show to start, so I went to get Matt from his room. After that, I went to Juan's room, and there was his dead body. I was in shock.
This is the thing that pisses me off. She was like shocked and placed the glass gently. You would break it if you saw what happened. You wouldn't like have the time to place it gently and get close to the corpse like that. If you saw the corpse, she would have seen the corpse when she opened the door, and she should have dropped it. There's no way she would have placed it gently.
What I saw was naturally the exact same scene in the crime scene photo. I felt as though I was about to faint, so I poured myself a glass of juice.
What? That's strange. That's strange to pour yourself a glass of juice instead of going to the police.
You poured yourself a glass of juice.
Yes, sadly, I didn't remember how not to touch things at the scene of a crime. And I disturbed the crime scene by moving this one thing.
And that is when the fingerprints on the wine glass were made, Your Honor.
I see. Well, Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness.
Phoenix, she is one cool and collected customer, and she has the brains to match.
Yes, I know.
In order to catch a person like her, you have to avoid head-on confrontations. You should disrupt her pacing.
Disrupt her pacing?
She's the type of woman who is easily thrown off by things inconsistent with her thinking. So you have to attack when she least expects it. The instant you let up on your offense is the instant this trial is over, understand? It was the time for the show.
And what was Mr. Engard doing at the time?
He was taking a nap. He was worn out from his many performances as the Nickel Samurai during the ceremony.
Mr. Engard did say he was taking a nap. Then I guess you could say it could not have been taken out of his room, yes?
Excuse me. What are you—
Objection!
Right, I thought years of school would have taught you how to construct a sentence. You can't make a sensible sentence with a subject. Then I'll make one for you, watch. Did you, Miss Andrews, remove Mr. Engard's knife from his room?
No.
Subject, verb, object, right. Did you skip basic grammar the witness may continue? Dude, stop bullying for Phoenix, God! And why did you do that?
As a friendly gesture, Juan has to make an appearance with the other heroes.
So the show was supposed to be a show of friendship, huh? Is that the only reason?
I beg your pardon? Why are you implying?
You had a certain goal in mind when you started to get close to him, correct? So perhaps you had a more personal matter to discuss with the victim.
Sorry, but I didn't have any such intentions in the mind of that.
Can't get hurt. We'll talk without a strong piece of evidence, I guess. Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Maybe continue now with this. What did you see when you go into this room? Juice.
Yes, there was a bottle of tomato juice on the table, so I helped myself.
But you didn't drink any of it, did you?
Huh?
There was no lip marks left on the wine glass to suggest anyone drank from it. Yeah, like you poured yourself a glass of juice and then just left it there? Like, what the heck?
I wasn't feeling terribly great, so I set the glass down without drinking it.
It doesn't sound like there's any glaring contradictions in her testimony just now.
I warned you earlier that she would not crack so easily. The only way to make her is to
Keep on the offensive and not let up.
The only way you're going to catch her is with very strong, decisive evidence.
I have to find something. I just have to, for Maya's sake. Okay, I know what it is. Wait, so okay, do I present it on this second part? I guess I present it on this part. Okay, let me save. Okay. I think maybe this one, the gossip land? But she talked about it. She talked about it though. Would it make sense? It's either that one or... this one. Okay, no, not these yet. Maybe this one?
Objection!
Oh, it's wrong? Evidence? What the heck? Okay, hold on. Strong evidence. Let's press on that again. And why did he do that? So it might be the...
Objection!
Nope. One piece of evidence over that. Maybe I need to press more. Maybe it's not that area. You were in shock.
What? Was I not supposed to be?
Miss Andrews is a very calculating person, and despite how close they were, I doubt she had romantic feelings for Mr. Kurita.
Anyone randomly stumbling upon a dead body would be in shock. And you can't seriously expect that a young beauty like her would not be shocked.
Somehow, I don't think beauty has anything to do with being shocked or not.
I see.
Miss Andrews, I would like to confirm with you one more time. When you discovered the dead body of Juan Kurita, you were in great shock. And that's when you poured yourself the glass of juice, correct?
And what of it? But my mind really was a complete blank at the time.
Your mind was a complete blank. I didn't think that was possible for you.
Aren't you rude today? I was so dazed that I made one careless mistake. On one thing.
What one thing?
Never mind. It's no big deal.
What was she starting to say just now? Miss Andrews, I'm convinced that you said that you made a mistake at the scene of the crime.
What I really want to know is what this mistake was. Actually, so would I. I'm sorry. It's kind of embarrassing. When I set the glass down on the dresser, I accidentally knocked the flower vase over.
Flower vase? Are you talking about the one on the floor in the crime photo? This mess was of glass shards.
It was originally on top of the dresser, but then when I bumped into it with my elbow, it fell onto the guitar case.
Why did you withhold such an important piece of information?
I'm sorry. I thought that since the crime scene was already in disarray, that people would simply assume the vase was just another part of the mess.
It looks like yet another fact has come to light here. Please add this and anything else you have to reveal to your testimony.
I'm sorry, but I have nothing more to add. I didn't touch anything else.
Oh, I just suspected something. I was the one who knocked the flower vase over where it fell out of the guitar case.
Hold it!
What kind of flower vase was it?
It was a glass vase, and it was fairly big and heavy. I thought I would try to take one's pulse. So I set the glass I was holding down on the dresser. And that's when my elbow accidentally hit the vase. That's odd. I thought she was always in total control of herself. That's what she would like people to think. Always be mindful of the gap between your perception and reality.
It doesn't sound like there's anything wrong. Okay, so it must be that part.
Hold it!
This is the photo you're referring to, correct?
Yes, the one with the knife lodging in his chest. And the guitar case was like this.
And the guitar case was like this too.
Yes, it was open and empty, of course.
You found it closed, though. And then, what did you do next with this? Hey, I need to look at that guitar case. If it fell on the guitar case, there would have been prints, though. Even though there's a picture. Let me look at that picture. It fell on the guitar case? It's not. There's no pieces on the guitar case. It was the one who knocked the flower vase over, where it fell onto the guitar case. Well, I guess I have to present the photo, then the photo would make more sense. Because doesn't look like it did.
Objection!
You testified that you knocked the flower vase over. Is that correct?
Yes.
And are you sure it fell onto the guitar case?
Is there some problem with what I said?
It's not some problem. It's a major problem. It's true that the top of the guitar case was wet with water. However, that's exactly what is so strange. Miss Andrews, you testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case. However, if that was true, the case should have gotten wet on the inside out, not the outside.
That's very true.
Furthermore, there is one other strange thing about this guitar case.
What is that?
Let's take another look at the crime scene photo. The remains of the vase are scattered on the floor. And what is wrong with
that?
the guitar case is open when the vase fell. The glass shards should be inside, not outside the case.
Objection!
What is your point, Wright? That the case was closed at the time the vase was knocked over. Is that all?
Objection!
No. Think back to what Miss Andrews testified to. She said that other than the vase, she didn't touch anything else.
Yes, that's right. She did implicitly say she didn't touch the guitar case.
Objection!
But the whole matter with the guitar case is a dead end.
The bright red guitar was found in the studio. It has no bearing on the case at all. That may very well be, however, the empty guitar case does seem to have no relation to this case, doesn't it?
It does seem that there is no deeper meaning to the guitar case. Well, Mr. Wright, do you think we need to hear more details about the guitar case?
Yeah. The empty guitar case. I believe this is a crucial piece of the puzzle. I can't believe anyone would reach straws like this. But it is you. I can't believe I'm doing this either.
Alright, I'll follow along for now. Miss Andrews, please testify to the court about the guitar case.
Yes, Your Honor. The guitar case. I don't remember too clearly because I was a bit dazed. I suppose I must have opened the guitar case after I knocked the vase over. It's not a big deal though, right? The case was empty after all. As for why I opened the case, even I don't know.
It looks like this really wasn't a very important point.
This wastefulness is such a familiar feeling by now that it's almost comforting. Anyway, I'll just go ahead and start the cross-examination. Using anyway to change the topic, a convenient way for a weak man.
What? He's being so mean to his boyfriend. Oh my god. I mean, ex, I guess. Maybe it makes sense if it was an ex.
So, you opened the guitar case then? Yes, well, maybe.
Why did you open the guitar case?
Huh?
Mr. Kurita's dead body was right in front of you, wasn't it? I wouldn't think that the first thing you would do is call for help, not open the guitar case. Yeah, you poured a glass of tomato juice, and you opened the case, and your first thing wasn't calling for help. You're just doing those small things.
Objection!
Maybe she was trying to get the guitar, but the guitar wasn't there. Maybe that's why she opened it.
As the witness said multiple times when she found the dead body. She was dazed. Maybe I was curious to know if the bright red guitar was alright or not.
Dude, why is that your first priority? The dead body is right there. That doesn't make any sense.
I thought maybe the criminal took it.
Why would she care about that bright red guitar?
But getting back on topic.
Was it really empty? I was just wondering if maybe when you opened the case, the guitar was still inside.
Objection!
How long have you been a lawyer, Mr. Wright? Have a little professionalism. The bright red guitar was found at the studio. Louis' trials would be over in half the time if he would just pay attention.
Yes, pay more attention, Mr. Wright.
Hey, I need more details. I need them to repeat, okay? Sorry. Was that because you were shocked and dazed at discovering the victim's body?
Yes, that's probably it. I'm not going to get anywhere if I continue pressing her like this.
The only way to make her talk is with evidence. I guess I should give it a try.
Come on, Phoenix. We can't afford to let up on her now.
I wasn't planning on letting up, but
she's at her weakest now, so this is our chance.
yeah, if we had a weapon to hit her with.
I'm sure a weapon is hiding somewhere in the court record, waiting to be found.
Okay. Well, during your testimony just now, did you remember those events clearly in your mind?
Well, you see.
Are you sure you are the one who opened the guitar case?
She's waiting for someone to tell her if she should answer or not.
Sounds like her dependent side is taking over.
Oh, Miss Andrews!
Yes, it was me.
Okay. Maybe it's the guitar case. There's Kurita's fingerprints. So it must be the guitar case again. Because her fingerprints aren't on it. Okay, let's save, just in case.
Objection!
There's no way you were the one who opened the guitar case. Why would you say that? It's elementary, my dear. It's elementary, my dear. Because the only fingerprints on this guitar case are those of the victim.
What is it, Miss Andrews?
You shouldn't assume that I must have left prints just because I touched the case.
That doesn't make any sense. What do you mean?
What if I were to tell you that I was wearing gloves at the time?
That makes you more suspicious then.
Gloves? But why would you be wearing gloves at the time?
It was the night of the award ceremony, so of course I dressed up for the occasion. Yes, now I remember. I'm almost sure I was wearing a pair of thin gloves.
Oh, I see. Well, Mr. Wright, it seems the witness was wearing gloves at the scene of the crime.
You were wearing gloves. Isn't that a little strange? Why is that strange? Do you have something that would prove I'm not wearing gloves at the time?
Take that!
I have your proof right here. This wine glass. The wine glass.
Hold on, I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. No.
You left your fingerprints very clearly on the wine glass.
Even if you took your gloves off when you poured yourself this glass of juice, wouldn't you think it was just a little strange that you put your gloves back on just to open the guitar case? Her glass is just shattered. What the fuck? Wait, what the heck? She has spare ones? Wait, that's kind of a silly, like, shock transition.
Order, order, order!
Looks like you hit the nail on the head this time.
What do you mean?
I believe that guitar case plays a very important role.
But it's just an empty case.
I wonder if it really was empty, though.
But the guitar, the bright red guitar was at the studio.
Phoenix, drop all of your presumptions. What was in the guitar case was not the bright red guitar.
You don't mean... It was a bright white guitar, what? Wait, that's not right either. What am I talking about?
I admit it would be unnatural for someone to do that. The witness was not wearing gloves despite the fact that on the case...
Objection!
Your Honor, this is obviously the defense's usual misdirection tactic at work. Steer the court towards an unrelated topic and lull us all in the misguided.
Objection!
No, Your Honor, please recall that Miss Andrews had testified that the vase fell onto the guitar case, which means that the case was closed when the crime took place. Oh, that all rhymed. However, it is wide open in this photo of the crime scene. I am sure this guitar case has some relation to the murder.
Objection!
If you are so sure, Wright, then I'm sure you can somehow substantiate your outrageous claim, correct? Please, enlighten us as to why that guitar case has anything to do at all with this murder.
Can you do that, Mr. Wright?
Well, let's suppose for a second that the bright red guitar was not the only thing that could have been in that case.
The bright red guitar not being in the only thing. You don't mean to suggest that
A black guitar? What is it with different guitars? Colors.
So you tend to push your theory that the case was not empty, is that right? Right. I wouldn't say something I didn't intend to prove. Deflate that head of yours. You haven't proven anything yet. Now then, let's have it. Hold on. Oh, god damn it. What was inside that case at the time of the murder? I don't know. Was her suicide not hidden? This one? Probably this one. I can only think that one. Autopsy report. Yeah, it's probably this. Suicide note. But just in case.
Just in case.
Okay, it has to be a suicide note. And why would something like that be inside a guitar case, let alone this one?
Why, Mr. Wright? Why?
Well, I just thought it would. Oh, god damn it, it wasn't. I have a suggestion. Why don't you put that void where your brain is supposed to be?
Yes, I'll never bring it out again.
If a foolishly fool gets some love. Okay, save. Here. I'm slowly losing health. Can you prove that the guitar case was not empty at the time of the murder? I'm not sure. The photo of Juan Queen's murder was in the case. Oh. Could it be? Because I can only think of suicide note, but that would be like, wouldn't make any sense. Oh, what the? Oh my gosh, I didn't read this. Okay, it's this one. The tabloid article about the victim was in the case. Wait, you mean guitar case or not guitar case? Tabloid article about the victim was in the case. Maybe I'm thinking this wrong. But she wouldn't care about this. She would not care about that. What was in the case? It has to be the suicide note. Okay, I think it has to be related to this. It has to be related to that.
Take that!
God damn it. Okay, no. I guess I have to guess for this. It can't be either these two. The autopsy report. Somebody's body in there, that would be insane. I guess we have to go down the line. So let's just say this somehow.
Take that!
Yeah, no, I figured. I don't know. What could be inside that guitar case? I'm a little bit stuck in the rut here. We could just go down the line, I guess. Wait, that would be insane if it's like part of Celeste or something. Right? Knife. Something fell in there. Wait, it was open. But no, she was opening because she was finding something. Okay. No, this doesn't make any sense. I don't know. This doesn't make any sense. Okay. I don't know what she was looking for. What is she? Because I can only think the suicide note. It's not there. It's not there. Where should I start then? Okay, let's go backwards. No. The knife? No. It was still in the case. Not his own autopsy report. Not these two, apparently. Why would that be there? Crime photo. A map. Yeah, he was looking for a map, not the magazine. At this point, I think I just need I just press everything. My badge! My badge! I think I'm just gonna have to, like... Should I just look it up or should I just go down the list? Because none of these would make any sense even when I'm thinking down the list. The knife, somehow. I don't know. Was I not supposed to press further? Now I'm gonna think about, was this a not... Maybe I made a mistake here. Am I just running in a loop here? Now I'm kind of convinced I might be running into a loop. Okay, now there has to be nothing. Okay, maybe I am in a loop. Okay, we're gonna go back. I think I was. Oh, where was I? What was the furthest one? This one. Okay. Maybe I fell into a trap. That's what I'm convincing myself.
Objection! Take that!
was a right guitar.
Objection! 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 Objection!
Oh shit, okay. I went back for nothing. At least I got a bit of my health. Okay, I think we're gonna look this one up because I have no idea what they're thinking. I really don't know. Okay. I'm gonna look up a guide. I kinda give up here. Okay, what? Wait. Okay, so
Take that!
it's this? Wait, how did she know it would be in there? Because I thought the camera would be with old bags, so she wouldn't think it was in the case. Okay, so I'm looking at these answers. It's either the nickel samurai or Lotta's photo. How come those two? Because okay, the nickel samurai wasn't she just wearing the costume? So I don't understand why she was thinking of getting something related to it. And unless I don't know if I'm missing anything. And the photo, I would assume she would think of going to the old bag instead of the case. Because old bag, wouldn't she know that old bag had the photo or not? Like how? Huh? Okay.
This is a photograph.
Yes, but what is important is in the picture, Your Honor.
In the picture.
It doesn't take a genius to see what I need. What I am proposing is... inside the guitar case was the Nickel Samurai, the hero's very own costume. What?
But Mr. Wright, explain yourself.
Wait, I guess that makes sense when she went into the room as herself and took the costume. She was wearing the costume out when she came out. Right, are you saying that the witness opened the guitar case to take out the costume? What insane point would there be to do something like that? This insane point would be to wear the costume, of course. Miss Andrews put it on to hide her identity so she could make her escape. What? Okay. After all, you couldn't let anyone see you leave, could you, Miss Andrews? I refuse to accept your theory. Do you have anything to support such a preposterous idea? Just outside the door was an investigative photographer who was starving for a big scoop. And in the end, she managed to get the shot, correct?
You mean this photo? Order! Order! Looks like we've wandered into quite another mess again, haven't we?
Nice job, Phoenix. Well, you know my strategy. Speak first, think later.
So the real murderer was hiding inside the costume.
I wouldn't doubt that that's like an actual, like, lawyer strategy. I feel like that would actually be one.
Objection!
Wait 1 second, Your Honor. The Nickel Samurai's costume would have been Mr. Mad Engar's. Why would something of the defense be in the victim's room? And inside the guitar case of all places?
True, this is a little baffling. Mr. Wright, the court would like to hear your thoughts. What was this Nickel Samurai costume doing inside the guitar case?
I I think it might have been stolen from Mr. Engard.
Stolen? But why would someone do such a thing?
Maybe the thief wanted to interfere with the post-ceremony stage show. And so, if he didn't have his costume, then Mr. Engard would be forced to go naked.
Objection!
Maybe you should be stripped naked and run it out of the mockery of this court. What the hell? He's meaner. He's so mean. Like, I think he's like much more mean than like the last like game. Excuse me? Mr. Engard did not take his costume off after the awards ceremony. He even testified that he took a nap while still wearing his costume. Is this not correct? Yeah, he did say something like that, didn't he? Oh my god. What the heck? I lost help! Mr. Engard did not take his costume off during the break period. In that case, the costume we are talking about was a spare one. What?
Then, are you saying that on the night of the murder, there were 2 nickel samurai costumes at the Gatewater Hotel?
Yes, this is what I am saying.
And how do you explain his guitar, costume that was inside the guitar case?
It would mean that the victim himself has brought the spare to the ceremony on purpose. Why?
But why? The victim, Mr. Corino, was the Gemin Ninja. Why would he secretly bring the Nickel Samurai's spare costume with him? What could be the reason behind such a peculiar act?
And therein lies the sticking points.
Objection!
What are you mumbling to yourself about now? Have you been rambling all this time without any sense of inner monologue? Huh? No, I just...
Mr. Wright, please explain yourself. Why do you think the victim had the Nickel Samurai's spare costume?
Phoenix, are you sure you can explain this one? Think carefully before you answer, and then answer with gusto. I believe in you. Hold on. Before you believe in me, let me save my game. Alright, this is what I think. The reason the victim brought the Nickel Samurai spare costume to the hotel was... The reason why the victim... Is it this? Maybe this. It could be that. He admired Engard. He was Engard's biggest fan. He would wear it in his room. Yeah, I think maybe this.
What is this?
On the night of the murder after the stage show, the Nickel Samurai was going to hold a special press conference.
A press conference?
Yes, the Nickel Samurai was supposed to confess something at the conference. I heard about this as well. For once, you're not making something up, right? But what struck me as strange was that Mr. Engard himself said he had no idea he was supposed to be holding a press conference that night.
But how could that be?
The way I see it, that can mean only one thing. The conference was set up by none other than the victim, Mr. Juan Corrida himself.
The victim?
Yes. The spare Nickel Samurai costume was prepared for the very conference. Mr. Corrida was going to hold the press conference as the Nickel Samurai.
He was going to dress up as the Nickel Samurai and hold a conference. But why would the victim do such a thing?
That's something I don't quite know yet, however. What am I concerned with right now is what he intended to reveal at the conference. The Nickel Samurai was going to confess something, and by confess, I'd wager he was going to reveal something about himself. Which means that Juan Corrida, posing as the Nickel Samurai, was going to speak about Matt Engard.
Yes, I guess that is what it means.
But if that's the case, that's not a confession, that's a public disclosure.
Miss Andrews.
I can see why you are pros at what you do.
Pardon me?
Yes, because as you say, the press conference was set up by Juan.
Miss Andrews, please offer us an explanation after this.
I was the one who asked to help set it up, and the person who prepared the second costume was for him. That was also me.
You!
Juan had bet everything on Jammin' Ninja this year, and if he lost the Grand Prix, he was going to make sure Matt was going down with him. That's what he thought anyway.
Who is going to ruin him? Huh?
It looked like somehow Juan had in his hands a secret so powerful that it would destroy Matt's acting career had it been revealed. What?
And do you know what the secret of Mr. Edgards is, Miss Andrews?
That's something only Juan knew. I don't know what it is.
Oh, I see.
He's lying. I've probably been coming off quite suspicious to everyone, but that's to be expected. I've been trying to protect Matt after all.
Protect Mr. Engard.
And yet again, another strange bit of truth comes to light, it seems. Miss Andrews, if you could please tell us the truth about your behavior.
Yes, Your Honor, I understand.
Last one, probably.
From the moment I saw the crime scene, I had a feeling that Matt was the murderer. Matt had to kill Juan no matter what, and he didn't have an alibi, and for that, what he was doing at the time of the murder. My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence, of course, the button and the knife. But I'm Matt's manager, so I felt that I had to protect him.
Ooh, that does count for everything.
She's pretending to be loyal. Oh.
Well, I am the logical type. We're finally seeing her true self. She's more nervous than a scared rabbit.
And the defense can...
If the defense can find no fault of this testimony, I am ready to as he make a ruling. Please keep that in mind as you cross-examine Mr. Wright.
Looks like somehow everything kind of swung to the opposite end of the scale again. That just means I have to put my weight into this and turn her logic upside down. Protecting that. Would you say that was your intuition speaking to you?
Don't confuse my methods of reasoning with your own. Ugh. If you want to prove that someone did something, you need three things.
Three things.
A motive, an opportunity to commit the murder, and finally, decisive evidence. And if you think these three things through, the answer becomes quite clear. You should have already known that, Phoenix.
They didn't teach that to us in school, at least not what I remember.
May I continue now?
Why? Why? So would you say this need came from the press conference?
Yes, do you know why Juan chose the event and what that hotel for the conference? Because that was when he could cause the most damage to the public's beloved Met and Guard.
You knew of this plan, didn't you, Miss Andrews?
Yes, because I was the one who set up the conference and prepared the costume.
But I'm sure Mr. Engardon himself didn't know anything about the press conference.
Oh really? Can you show me any proof that he didn't know about the press conference?
Anyway, that important thing here is that this information was not in your testimony.
Yes, I agree, Miss Andrews. Please correct your testimony, if you please.
Perhaps we got straws now, are we, Mr. Wright?
Oh, back. I know what his motive was, but I don't have any way to prove I'm right. Has Mr. Edgar done something to hurt or betray you personally?
Why do you ask?
You were the one who helped Mr. Kurita with his press conference. And that event was supposed to bring down Mr. Engard, yet you still helped out.
Objection!
The person on trial right now is Mr. Engard, right? What the witness was thinking helping the victim was his plan is none of your concern. In any case, this means that the defendant had a motive to kill. Why do I keep doing this to myself?
But didn't you already testify earlier that Mr. Engard was taking a nap in his room? Are you telling me now that that too was a lie so you could cover for Mr. Engard? I'm not telling you anything of that sort. When I went to get him for the show, he almost seemed sleeping. However, as to whether he was sleeping the entire time, that I cannot say. I was too busy setting up the stage at the time.
I keep trying, but I can find no flaws with that what Miss Andrews had said. I can't say the same for some people here in this courtroom, however.
The judge is glaring straight at Mia. He's glaring at you, smart guy.
How does she know that I was thinking that?
My thoughts were confirmed by the evidence first found in the knife. But how did you know it's a straight up Engard doing? You can hardly call the knife decisive evidence. The fingerprints on the knife could very well be clear for camouflage. And what about the button? The button. It's clear from the crime scene that the victim and the murderer fought. And during the fight, the killer ripped the button from Jammin' Ninja's costume.
You talk about this button, correct?
The button was found in the plates of Hikmat's Hakama, isn't that correct? I would think that makes it very decisive evidence. Ugh.
Huh. Looks like you were outfoxed again, Mr. Wright.
Anyway, the knife doesn't prove a thing. Please fix your testimony.
I can't stand the sight of a man who can gracefully accept these defeats.
Thank goodness Mia can still look at me.
And an icy stare, yes.
Andrews, for Mr. Wright's sake, please add this information about your testimony.
The button was turned off of Juan during his fight with Matt. But what you really did was stab the guy in the back, didn't you? And at the worst possible time.
Objection!
Who's to say she really stabbed the guy in the back, as you put it? The witness could have disclosed things about Mr. Engard at any time. Why, then, would she wait until there was a large audience before doing so? It's the same reason why Mr. Kurita planned such an elaborate conference. Miss Andrews wanted to cause Mr. Engard as much damage as possible he possibly could. The witness bears ill will towards the defendant.
Objection!
This isn't the Phoenix Wright Wax philosophical power hour. And please stop slandering the witness. As I expected, Miss Andrews' testimony seems pretty solid.
Really? Because to me, it sounded a little washy-washy.
Wishy-washy? Well, I guess we'll see if I press a little more.
You should know this by now.
But you'll need strong, decisive evidence to make her talk. Got it, Chief. I'm going to pin you down this time, Miss Andrews. Okay, so we can reread this again because it's new now.
From the moment I saw that crime scene, the feeling was... I know what his motive was, but I don't have any way to prove I'm right. And he didn't have an alibi for what he was doing at the time of the murder. That button was turned off of Juan during his fight with Matt.
Wait, hold on, let me save. I can go back. Oh no. It was found in Guard's Hakama. Discovered and created. Wait. How would she know the button was there? If it was already in a guard's Hakama, she wouldn't know the button was there. Because the button wouldn't be there at all. The guard should have had it. Why would she know?
Objection!
Oh, what? It wasn't that? Okay. I guess it's she's right with it being torn off. The knife is very close to where the button was supposed to be, so. Has Mr. Ingridon said okay? I read through this.
Objection!
Okay, we can press on this one probably.
Hold it!
And how do you know that? When the ends of the threads of the button on the costume were matched up, they were found to fit each other perfectly, or so I heard. And I've heard that before too. But why would Miss Andrews know about this case down to such a fine detail? Don't look at me like that. Just because I'm prepared and you're not. And I thought I had heard this time for sure. If there's anything to trip her up, it has to be here. But where and what? Okay, so that was definitely the thing that happened. Okay. The button wasn't the right one. So what could it be? The knife?
Objection!
Not the knife, okay. Could it be the photo? It could be the photo, but let me look at other things. I don't know how that would contradict her, the photo. How would it contradict her statement?
Objection!
No, it's not that one either. What could it be? Wait, what if I have to present the button again after reading that? Is that it? No, I don't think it would take that one. Torn off during his fight. Wouldn't there be something with the hands? Especially if it's covered in blood. How is it torn? Okay.
Objection!
Okay. I am just grabbing this, like, anything here. Okay. Let's do this, because I'm not sure.
Objection!
Okay, no. It's not that one. I guess we're gonna go down the list. Because I'm not sure.
Objection!
Oh, so it was that. This is the victim's autopsy report. It clearly states that the cause of death was strangulation by a scarf. Strangulation. The knife stab to the victim was done after the victim had already died.
And what does that mean?
Let's examine the evidence. The button has the victim's blood on it, which would mean it was ripped off of the costume when? After the knife was stabbed to the victim. Exactly, which means it is impossible that this button was torn off during the victim's final struggle, because the victim was strangled to death to the fight. Okay. Okay, I can see what I missed there.
That's right, Miss Andrews. There is no way this button was ripped off during this struggle. This button was consciously pulled off of the victim's already dead body.
Order, what is the meaning of—
Objection!
What is the meaning of this, right? So what if the button was torn off of the body after the victim had already died? What does that change? Let me ask you one simple question, Mr. Edgeworth. Why was the button torn off? What purpose did that serve? What purpose? We know this button was not torn off during the fight, so the murderer took the time of effort to purposely rip this from the victim's body. That would mean that the murderer had something in mind, wouldn't it?
Mr. Wright? Does that mean— Does that mean you know what the murderer wanted to do with this button? What was it?
Hold on. Before I make any assumptions. There is only one logical reason for doing something like that. It was to pin the crime on Mr. Engard. There's no way anyone would have a bloodied button in their own pants. That's right, Mr. Engard was set up. By the real killer, of course.
And the real murderer is— Well, Mr. Wright, who in the world is the real killer then?
Finally. Can't believe I managed to bring this trial all the way up to this point. Phoenix, you can't let your guard down, not until the very end. The killer, the person who planned to frame Mr. Engard is. Well, yeah. We said it earlier, her.
Take that!
Miss Adrian Andrews. I choose you. I choose you! You and Mr. Korea. You are Mr. Korea's killer. What?
Order! Mr. Wright! This is a very grievous matter. Do you have any evidence to support your charge?
Any evidence? I do. All of the evidence points to Miss Andrews. What? How preposterous! You can't stick any of that on me. I can't, can I? Will you care to test me? Then what about this knife? The knife was used to stab the victim after he already been strangled to death. It was used to throw suspicion onto Mr. Engard's naturally. I like seashells, yeah. Kind of like seashells or something. A knife covered in the defendant's fingerprints could only be taken from his room. And the only one who had dinner with him and knew which knife to take was you. I don't know if I asked this a long time ago, but is the gift that you have, is that like another VTuber? I really like her design. I love when her glasses break. It's so funny. Then what about the button that was found in Matt's hakama? This button was removed from the victim's body after he had already died. Only people who could have done so were the person who found his body or the killer. However, if Mr. Engard was the real killer, there is no way he would have put such incriminating evidence in his own hakama. We're just killing her, just killing off her glasses over and over again. Or she paid a lot for those glasses. She's paid a lot for 10 glasses. The only person who could have put this button into Mr. Engard's hakama is the person who went to wake him from his nap, which is you. You again, Miss Andrews.
Oh, I see. What about the empty guitar case?
That is also another piece of evidence that incriminates Miss Andrews. The costume was used to hide the real killer's identity as they fled the crime scene. Now, who could have known that there was such a costume inside the guitar case? It could have been the person who prepared the costume for the victim. And that person is you, Miss Adrian Andrews. No,
Objection!
But Miss Andrews' fingerprints were nowhere to be found on the guitar case. And it was you who proved that she was not wearing gloves at the time.
That's right.
That's because she did not intend on leaving any prints. If anyone was found out that she had touched the case, they would have asked her why. So to avoid leaving any prints, she used a towel or something else to open it. Damn, Phoenix! He's on a roll here! After everybody was, like, mad at him, and now he's like, nah, I'm on a roll now. But the glass of tomato juice is a different story. Miss Andrews purposely left her fingerprints on the glass to show that, yes, indeed, she was the classic Daisy discoverer of a dead body. No, that's stupid. I call that dumb. Cause, like, I just can't think of somebody, like, gently placing the glass next to the table of the dead body, and let alone if you saw the dead body, I'm pretty sure you would have opened the door and immediately saw it, and the door was like further away from the desk. Like, I just call that bullshit there. I call that bullshit with the Days Discoverer thing. And to top it all off, there is this photo. A photo of the killer as they exited the scene of the crime. No reasonable person on earth can believe this nickel samurai is Mr. Edgard. He would be much too short for his own costume if it was him. Speaking of how tall people are, and Miss Andrews, you're also kind of short in stature, are you not? Please, stop. Well, how about it, Miss Andrews? I've got her this time. Oh no, somebody's gonna be like,
Miss Andrews!
I refuse to testify. That's how people with glasses roll. That's crazy, yeah. Bro, I wish I would. Imagine how much she had to pay for all those glasses. Glasses aren't cheap though, and I'm pretty sure these are like prescription like glasses too, like girl. What was that? There's a law. It says I can't be forced to testify about something if it can incriminate me.
Well, yes. You are absolutely correct, Miss Andrews. The law does provide us with a way to avoid self-incrimination by allowing a witness to not testify if testimony can cause damage to themselves.
What? Pleading the fifth is not something most people would think to do on the spot. I plead the fifth. Actually, thinking back to yesterday in Mr. Edgard's room. Adrian Andrews. Yes? Think hard about what we just discussed. Understood. Alright. God damn it. Come on, Karma. That's it. That's when Francesca planted this idea into her head. She must have told Miss Andrews to not testify if things look bad. You did a good job proving everything up to this point, Phoenix. But there is still one thing you haven't done. Something I haven't done. What's wrong, Wright? Are you finished already? Run out of evidence?
What is so humorous, Mr. Edgeworth?
I'm sure you realize this as well, Your Honor. But everything the good lawyer here has proven up to this point is meaningless. What? Everything you have proven is circumstantial. Circumstantial? Yes, circumstantial. You have yet to provide a single piece of definite evidence. Prove that Miss Andrews did in fact harbor a wish to murder Mr. Carino.
But Miss Andrews, did you want to kill Mr. Carino?
I believe this may lead to me incriminating myself, so I will abstain from answering.
But Miss Andrews, if you do that, it would be the same as admitting your guilt, don't you think?
Maybe so, or maybe not. There is nothing to prove it either way. Besides, you don't even know what crime I would be guilty of due to my silence. No, she's taking that defiant attitude again. But Mia, what should we do? Somehow we landed in the worst possible situation.
I think we've reached a concerning conclusion to this point in time. Miss Adrian Andrews has refused to testify, and the defense's theory that she is the actual murderer has not been fully substantiated with solid definitive proof.
But that's not true.
In this situation, there is only one thing this court can do, and that is to declare a recess.
Recess.
I request that both the prosecution and defense look further into this matter, and that tomorrow's trial—
No! Tomorrow, no!
Tomorrow? We don't have a tomorrow.
If we don't get another guilty verdict today,
Please, wait. Your Honor, that's not necessary. The trial. Please continue the trial.
what are we sweating for?
Your client is getting one more day to live, isn't he? That's not it. This isn't about that. Edgeworth, I know you know who the real killer is. Please, let the trial continue. If I don't get the verdict, Maya.
He doesn't know! He doesn't know!
But it's impossible to continue as long as the witness refuses to testify. Now then, this court is—
Objection!
It is not impossible for this trial to continue.
Mr. Edgeworth, what are you?
It's true Miss Andrews holds the right to against self-incrimination. However, if the topic of conversation were something unrelated to whatever she may be guilty of, then she has no right to withhold testimony.
Yes, this is very true, but
Actually, there is one little thing I'm curious about. Miss Andrews. When you found the victim's dead body, you poured yourself a glass of juice. Yes, and? I can't help but think how natural that is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying!
Usually when one finds a body, they are shaken up, not staring a glass of juice. So my actions were unusual, but I've already— Before you speak, I want to state that if you have a reason behind your actions, I would like you to testify to that effect. Testify? Your Honor, I would like to request that the witness testify again as to what happened when she first discovered the victim's body. Whatever we find out in this testimony should in no way implicate the witness. I don't know what this is about, Edgeworth, today, but I can't get a read off of him. Is he a friend or a foe? I just don't know.
the court acknowledges the prosecution request. Miss Andrews, if you please.
One more! And then we get the full truth here. Okay. Need to untangle this. Oh my god.
When I found the body... The glass of juice. I didn't really pour it for myself. I was surprised when I walked into the room and I saw it in that messy state. And Juan, he was sitting slumped over and tired looking in the corner. When I saw him sitting like that, the thought that he was dead didn't cross my mind. To be honest, I thought he had just fainted or something. So I went to pour him some juice. When I realized that he was dead, that's when I knocked the floor vase over.
So you poured that glass of juice for the victim. Why did you say so in your earlier testimony?
I didn't think I needed to include something so trivial.
Then why did he make it up, though?
Phoenix, please be careful here. If you can't find anything wrong with this testimony, then there's nothing left. I know. Edgeworth, what the heck is going on in the brain of yours?
Now then, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination.
But there wasn't anyone else in the room, right? Of course not. Then, why did he pour it for? Mr. Wright, there is a rhyme and reason for everything. Can you wait just a little longer for it to be revealed to you?
In other words, Wright, be quiet and listen.
Precisely. I couldn't have it said better myself.
So, it was a mess. Are you sure it wasn't messy because of your fight with Mr. Kurita?
Objection!
I understand your frustrations at not being able to prove your theory. However, before you go accusing people of crimes, go find yourself some evidence. And then, what did you see next with this? Slumped over. Yes, he was just sitting there with his head tilted forward, eyes closed. He really looked like he was sleeping. Is it just me, or did that right there sound a little odd? So it must be the third one. Then what did cross your mind? I thought maybe he had smashed everything up in anger because he lost the Grand Prix, and then felt tired after his rampage, so he decided to take a nap. Anyways, that's what I thought.
See, so you didn't think he was dead at all.
You thought he fainted. I thought he was asleep at first, but then the room was in such a messy state. Thought maybe he had gotten into a fight with someone, and that's what when you went to pour the glass of juice. Yes, he always has a hard time waking up. The woman always has a glass of tomato juice to drink.
I see. So after that, what happened next?
And how did you come to realize that he was in fact dead? I shook him over and over, but I never got a response. So I set the glass down on the dresser and tried to take his pulse. I was shocked, staggered backward, and knocked the floor face over, so that's what happened. Yes. This is what it all comes up to now. Huh? This is the absolute end for both sides. Adrian is letting her guard down. Phoenix, now is your best chance to yet to kill the prosecution's case. Isn't it a bit harsh, Miss Andrews? Will you tell us the truth this time? It has to be that third part. Okay. Oh, no, go back. She said something about this. He wasn't in the corner of the room. He was further from the corner. Wait, that doesn't make any sense to me. Cause like, she said like she went to check the pulse and then realized like, oh, he's tired. Did you not see the knife? Girl, did you not see the knife on like on his chest? You're like, oh, he's fine, let me check his pulse, and then now you're startled. You didn't see the knife? I think it might be the photo. It didn't cross your mind while you saw the knife. Because I feel like this could also work, but Phoenix said this was the thing that kind of caught his guard. Okay, I think it might be here. Anything other happened? You know, we haven't even used this hotel map. Like, this wasn't even used. If I can recall. Okay, it has to be the photo. It has to be the photo.
Objection!
No, okay. Hold on. Maybe I need to use it in another... Hold on. What if I put it here? Because there's no way. You should have seen that knife.
Objection!
So you honestly didn't think he was dead when you found him? No, not at all. Even though this was what you saw when you discovered the body.
What is the meaning of this?
Isn't it obvious? Your Honor. This is a knife sticking straight out of Mr. Kurita's chest. Anyone who saw this scene would have immediately thought he was a dead man.
That's... Well, you see.
I doubt a single person in the world would mistake this for someone who fainted, and then so nonchalantly got poured into a drink. For something to drink?
Your point is...
Miss Andrews, your testimony just now, it was all one giant lie. Those glasses. And your lie has proven one thing very clearly, that you are the real killer. No.
Looks like the defense has somehow brought the ugly truth to light. The defendant, Mr. Matt, is not guilty after all.
That's impossible. You're wrong.
Miss Andrews, try to have some composure.
It wasn't me. It wasn't me, I tell you. It was Matt, I swear it. He's the one who killed Juan. But you were the one who refused to testify, and your reason for not doing so was that you might end up incriminating yourself.
That's because...
What? Because what?
Miss Andrews, I will give you one last chance. What exactly are you hiding that may incriminate you?
I refuse to testify. Girl, you are burying your own... You're digging up your own grave.
But there is no need for this court to continue further. Mr. Van Engart's innocence has been clearly demonstrated.
Is it over? Have we found the truth at last? What's wrong, Phoenix? Usually the real killer confesses his or her guilt. Now that I think about it, this is the first time someone hasn't. Oh, we screwed up, dude. We fucked up.
Now then, I would like to hand down my verdict for Mr. Van Engard.
Objection!
Your Honor, the prosecution feels that it would be premature to pass down a verdict at the time.
What?
The reason is quite simple. The witness has yet to speak the absolute, real truth.
Absolute real truth. What are you?
Witness, do you understand yet? Huh?
I don't know who planted this silly idea in your head, but as long as you protect yourself through your silence, Matt Engard will be free and in his place. You will become the guilty party.
That's a lie. I don't believe you.
What?
I was told if I spoke, then it would be all over, and Matt would never be declared guilty.
What in the world is she talking about? Did she receive the same threat as us? Has she lost it?
I can't speak about it. I'm too scared.
It's Francesca von Karma.
Huh? Don't you remember, Phoenix? Miss Andrews lives by gripping tightly onto the words of another, because she doesn't have the strength to believe in herself.
Then, right now, Miss Andrews is...
Yesterday, she was tossed a lifesaver by Miss Von Karma. Don't say a word, no matter what happens. If you do, Matt Engard will be acquainted. Miss Andrews undeniably believes in those words right now, and is clinging into them.
Then what should we do? This is the first time I've ever come across anything like this. But Miss Andrews has to be the killer, right? All we have to do now is get our not guilty. That is my only priority.
It wasn't me. I'm begging you. Please believe me. I didn't kill Juan. Oh, please. Someone help me.
Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
The court can't continue on like this, therefore I'd like to hear what you intend to do.
What I intend to do? What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to say? Right. I suggest you think very carefully about this. Think about what this witness did, and what she did not do. And think about who is the real mastermind behind this crime. Who's the real mastermind? Isn't that obvious? There's no one else it could be except the woman crying over there, right? Come now, what will you do? What kind of man are you? Mr. Phoenix Wright. Have to win a complete black final today. There's no way around that. But I can't bring myself to do it like this. Not when she's making a face like that. Miss Andrews, I would like to know what you are really hiding.
But Mr. Wright, are you sure you know what you're doing?
Sure, Mr. Endergaard would get an acquittal, but in his place, you would be found guilty. Is this how you really want this trial to end? Be quiet, how dare you? You're trying to trick me.
That's enough. I commend you for trying, Mr. Edgeworth. However, it's clear that the defense's theory is the truth.
You're wrong. Oh my god, this is getting so intense! Oh my god! What a shame. I had hoped things wouldn't come to this. However,
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
Miss Andrews, since you absolutely refuse to testify, it falls on my shoulders to disclose this to the courts. Stop.
Mr. Edgeworth!
This witness, how should I put this? She has an illness. What? And because of this illness, she has tried to commit suicide in the past. Stop. Stop, please, stop. No matter how much you want to hide it, it's no use. I have the evidence right here. That's the second part of the suicide report. The attempted suicide report. What will you do now, witness? You know what I am about to do, don't you? I will now reveal to the courts the true nature of the pitiful woman known as Adrian Andrews. The secret of her independent nature. Having other people know about it scares her more than anything else in the world. Please, please stop, I beg you. If people find out, I'll... If you're going to say you would choose death, that is no concern to me. Edgeworth, how can you be so cold? However, before you die, I will pull the truth from your still breathing lips, no matter what I have to do. I feel like this is also going against the law in some way. So will you tell the court yourself, or shall I? Either is fine with me. I'll talk, but please, help me. Nothing matters anymore. One more! Oh my god. This is going longer than I thought, okay. When I first saw him, I really thought he had fainted. Honest. When I realized he was dead, and when I formulated my plan, once I made sure there was no one in the hallway, I made a dash back to Matt's room. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with a knife and ripped off the button. Just when I finished and was returning to Matt's room, I had a bit of inconvenience. That's why I ended up using the Nickel Samurai costume.
Stab the body with the knife? Why would you do that?
Isn't it obvious to pin the blame on a certain person? A certain cowardly man.
What do you mean all of this?
It might take this court a little while to understand, but this is the truth. The real killer is Matt. That scumbag of a man, I'll never forgive him. He's trying to escape his guilt again, just like the last time. So, Miss Andrews stabbed the victim Juan Corrida in the chest with a knife. However, she didn't do it with the murder in mind. She did it with the intent of framing Matt Engard for the murder. And this is her crime. What? How is this possible? I mean, wasn't Miss Andrews supposed to be the real murderer? Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright, please cut over your shock and commence the cross-examination.
Yeah, I don't think she's really lying here. Even with the knife though, that's insane. Oh wait.
Hold it!
But you could tell from the state of the room was in that there must have been a fight. Are you telling the truth when you said you did not know he was dead?
He has a scarf tied around his neck. That scarf is part of the Chairman Ninja's costume, so I didn't think anything about it was strange. His head was also tilted down a bit, so I couldn't see his face that well. That's why I thought I'd wake him up and went to pour the juice.
Hold it!
What is this plan you had? I knew right away the murderer has Matt. I knew because Juan, he was going to expose Matt's weakest point to the world. So Matt did this to stop Juan and silence him for good. That's when I thought I should forge some evidence to pin this crime on Matt. So the forged pieces of evidence were the knife and the button. The first thing that came to mind was to plant the knife.
Hold it!
That was so you could get the knife correct? The knife Matt used at dinner was his fingerprints all over it. I thought I used that, then the police would certainly turn their eyes towards him. Matt was napping with his costume on at the time. Slipped in, took the knife, and returned to the scene of the crime. And then I stabbed Juan's dead body with the knife and ripped off the button. Oh.
Hold it!
So you were the one who stabbed the victim with the knife. It gives me goosebumps to think about it now. Horrible thing I did. At the time, I couldn't control my own body. It moved on its own. And then when I stabbed Juan's dead body, I suddenly realized something. If I used the button somehow, I could make Matt look even more suspect. So you thought to rip one of the buttons off and then plant it in Mr. Engard's Hakama. Yes, that's what I had planned to do. But things never go that smoothly, do they?
Hold it!
An inconvenience. There was a woman with a camera at the ready, loitering in the hallway. I am willing to bet my spikes it was Loda. There was also a woman with a ray gun at the ready, pacing back and forth. That's Miss Oldbag for you. Have already been caught and made into a big scoop for certain weekly tabloid ones, so I couldn't very well go out looking like myself and get caught again.
Hold it!
You were the one who prepared that costume, weren't you? Yes, I took it from Global Studios. I also put it into Juan's guitar case that day before the award ceremony. You did this in preparation for the press conference, correct? Yes, Juan wanted to wear that costume and hold a press conference in it. He was going to disclose Matt's big secret there.
And what is the secret?
That I don't know. Anyway, I thought that if I were to leave Juan's room in the nickel samurai costume, then people would think that Matt was the real murderer. I was very careful not to leave any fingerprints. When I opened the guitar case, I absolutely did not want anyone to know about the costume.
I think we've heard enough. So after that, you were back to Mr. Engard's room and planted the button.
Into Matt's Hakama, yes. After that, I folded up the costume I was wearing and put it into the bag. And I snuck it out of the hotel and got rid of it.
Oh my word, what does all this mean?
Mr. Edgeworth, is it? The real criminal is Matt Engard. Yesterday, that woman prosecutor sat me down for a talk. Francesca, huh? She said that I should under no circumstances confess to what I had done. And if I had just kept quiet, then Matt would be found guilty for sure. I had no choice but to believe in her words.
What this witness has done is clearly unlawful. However, as long as her testimony stands, we can be certain she is not the real killer.
Wait, Your Honor. Defense still.
Objection!
Right. It's pointless. At this point in time, it is not possible to indict Miss Andrews on anything.
Yes, exactly. There isn't a single piece of evidence that points to her as the murderer. The cross-examination of the witness is over, and so to today's trial. You couldn't establish that the witness was the culprit, but please let it go, Mr. Wright.
But
God, where's this gonna go?
Mr. Andrews, please! Place Miss Andrews under arrest for further questioning.
understood, Your Honor. The prosecution will arrange for her detention immediately.
That's all court adjourned for today.
Oh shit. Oh shit. No one's here! What's gonna happen? No, Phoenix! Today's trial, it's over. I didn't win an acquittal. Witness, would you mind if I asked you something? Edgeworth.
What is it?
Before you leave court today, I wondered if I might look at one thing. The card in your hand. It had my interest for quite some time now. What exactly is it?
Oh, this. Mr. Wright also asked about this. Although I didn't remember at the time when you asked me about it, Mr. Wright. I remember just now. I found it in this room on the day.
The room? That day?
Yes. I found this card when I discovered Juan's body. It was lying there right next to him.
You found that card next to the victim's body.
I suppose I must have unconsciously slipped it into my pocket. But it's not as if this card has any relevance to Juan's murder, right?
No, it has a lot of relevance now! Yeah, I guess not, but it's still a strange card if you ask me.
But as far as the clue is to this case, I don't see why.
Witness that card! Give it to me, hurry! Edgeworth, do you have any idea what you have stupidly yet inadvertently done? I can't believe you hid this from me all this time!
I didn't mean to.
What is this all about? I've never seen Edgeworth so emotional before. That card, what in the world is it? What does it mean? Oh my god! There's more? I mean, I get why there's more, but what's going on? Oh my gosh. I thought I could be done very soon, but we are 3 hours in. What the- oh my god. Oh my god. I am very interested. I'm still very interested right now, but I don't know if I can go further. Oh my gosh. I really thought I could finish today. I really thought I could finish today! Oh my god, wait, okay. Before I continue, I need to know how long this chapter is. I'm not upset that it's long. I'm very interested, but like, god. What is- my questions are still not answered, because like, we got one part of the story of this, like, of this trial, right, done. But there's still a lot of things happening in this chapter that I need answers to, and it's like, there's so much happening. Okay, so... What? No way. Okay, there's 2 more parts. Oh my god! I really thought I was gonna be finished. Okay, nope, I thought this chapter is longer than I thought. Okay, this chapter is longer than I thought, and, we have 2 more chapters? Okay, I should probably stop saying that I'm going to finish this, because I'm not gonna finish this in a while. I'm not gonna finish this chapter in a while, which I'm not upset about. This is probably the most interesting chapter I've actually seen in the rest of the Phoenix Wright games I've played. And this is really good. This is really getting me hooked. Okay, so next, I think I'm gonna end it here. We are kind of like, if I go to another investigation, I think I want to do that for another episode. So we're gonna stop here. I'm gonna stop saying I'm gonna finish today. I'm gonna stop every time I do a stream of Phoenix Wright. But god, poor Maya. Oh my god, I wonder what's gonna happen to Maya. And I'm thinking, what I'm theorizing is Matt actually did do it, or like somebody related to Matt definitely did it. Maybe Matt might be innocent, but like, I think this might be a case where Phoenix might be the one actually defending the guilty this time. Which makes me wonder. I heard in the series that Phoenix never, in the canon, Phoenix never loses a trial. So I wonder if this contradicts something here, this chapter. But yeah, this chapter is completely different from everything I've seen from all the trials. So this is making me so interested. I can't really predict what could happen at the end. Definitely Maya's gonna survive. For sure Maya is going to survive all of this, but like finding out who really is the killer. It either is Matt or it's someone else who's related to Matt. It could be the butler. It could be that glass, like that insane looking butler. He could be the person. But yeah, Matt definitely has a lot of stuff related to this case that he's not innocent of. You know, some other things. So Juan and like, you know, Matt could be related to the suicide of that I don't know how I forgot his name again. Adrian Andrews was upset about. So maybe Juan and Adrian Andrews were actually not upset with each other, right? This whole time, which we kind of proved in this trial, but like they were probably going against Matt, who was the one who was the main reason of causing that suicide. And there must be some other things too. So yeah, I wonder how this is gonna go. This is so interesting. This is really interesting, but yeah. Matt is definitely related to something bigger than we thought. Okay, I think we're gonna end here. I'm so sorry that we didn't get to go to Guardian Goddess. I finished Guardian Goddess. I guess that's something we're just gonna finish next week too. But yeah. I guess I'll make that schedule once the weekend. Yeah. I'm gonna end here. Hopefully you guys have a good day or good night wherever you are. Bye bye.